Up next, we have another power-packed keynote presentation on XR Extended Retail by Mr. LASSE TUOMINEN, Account Executive, EMEA and APAC, VARJO. LASSE has joined VARJO especially because he saw the great opportunities XR has to offer in understanding consumer behavior and decision-making. Prior to joining VARJO, LASSE was responsible for FMCG and retail clients in a data analytics company, where he acted as a key account manager for several Fortune 500 companies. He also learned the secret of digital marketing and cloud services while working at Google. He's now looking to combine XR, data analytics, and digital marketing into a perfect storm to disrupt retail. I welcome you, LASSE, to deliver this keynote presentation. The stage is all yours, Mr. TUOMINEN.
Thank you very much. First, could you please enable the screen sharing for me?
Sure. Yes, you are now able to share your screen.
Great, thank you very much. And let me know that you can see it.
Yes, we can see it now. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, hello everybody. I'm LASSE TUOMINEN from VARJO. And today I want to present to you or really discuss some ideas and food for thought on how XR can really extend your opportunities in understanding your customers, and then also how to make it encourage them to buy your products. But first, let's quickly go through some of the current events in the XR market. So if we think about the XR industry, there's really only been one topic that's been taking all the attention lately, and that's the Metaverse. And we already saw this earlier today, but here's the Google Trends showcasing how the interest of the Metaverse has changed late last year. The red line here is virtual reality, and the blue line is Metaverse. And what happened there? Late last year, well, Facebook made the Meta announcement, and others have followed that announcement. So the blue line really hasn't dwindled, so it hasn't gone down, and the red line has just increased. But this, of course, is not the only thing that has been affecting the market. And if we think about any real market, there's three forces that really affect any market, and those are the social, economic, and technology factors. So first, the social factors, it's clear that COVID has really changed everything. So COVID has pushed workers to work full online mode, and they're expecting to be able to do the most demanding operations from home. For example, even designing a car. So they want to be able to see 3D models of a photorealistic car, and they want to be able to collaborate on these virtual models of these cars. And VR is also becoming more and more prominent in the entertainment area. So if we think about gaming or video consumption. So if we look at that, this generation, when it's going to grow up with VR as their daily consumption method, and when they hit the employment and consumer markets, they will be expecting to use XR in any kind of business dealings and pleasure as well. So VR and XR is also estimated to be 85 billion USD in just a few years. So companies like Meta, Microsoft, and NVIDIA are really betting their futures on this. And we even heard today earlier from Microsoft and Google that it's what they also see. So as I mentioned before or earlier, the consumer side is really something that is growing fast. And so far, the enterprise has been a bit of lacking in the focus. Microsoft has, with the HoloLenses, of course, focused on that. But other than that, it's not been so heavily focused on. So that's where VARJO is looking into. But I'll discuss that a bit more later on. So what this is essentially doing is that the XR industry is really creating a completely new business environment, where it's creating a completely new marketplace to sell completely new products and in the Metaverse. And how is this possible is because of the technology factor. So the infrastructure to support this high-end 3D modeling has become mainstream through the GPUs and cloud computing and super fast 5G networks. And as we heard earlier again from Microsoft and Google representatives, the big tech is really racing to develop the go-to platform for the metaverse entry. So if we look at the growth rates a bit more closely, as the guys from Microsoft and Google talked about, that we're looking at compound annual growth rates of nearly 100% annually. So, and if we break it down to where the growth is focusing on, it's mainly in the software and services, as with every kind of platform industry and in the current world. But then also, if we compare the VR headsets to added reality headsets or augmented reality headsets, we can see that the AR side is growing much, much faster than the VR side. And this is also what VARJO is seeing, that we truly believe that VR is just the stepping stone for this extended and mixed reality. So that's really how VARJO also fits in. So we're a relatively young company still, just founded in 2016, but we've grown super rapidly. So we're already at 170 plus employees, and we've received over 100 million USDs in funding. So it's clear that the market also feels that this added or extended reality is the way forward. And traditionally, VARJO has focused on the three focus areas, so training and simulation, design and engineering, and research and medical. And we saw that in earlier discussions from the panelists that these are the areas where XR has already provided a lot of added value. But I also truly see that retail is now in the position where extended reality can truly benefit the retail industry. So here's also our product portfolio. So these are the headsets that we currently offer. So our flagship is the XR3. So we offer both pure VR headsets in human-hour resolution and hand tracking. So that would be the VR3. And then the Aero is our latest headset, which is focused for enterprise use, but it's also available for consumers to buy. But the real flagship is the XR3, and that's the headset with the human-hour resolution and HD pass-through. So I'll show you some examples of what this means in practice. But since when we introduced the XR models and these capabilities, we've clearly seen that the ultra-high resolution extended reality is obviously the way that the industry is heading towards. So let's think about retail for a minute then. What are the possibilities in retail? Well, essentially, it's all up to imagination. And all this metaverse and extended reality talk really has effects in our reality as well. So we can start showcasing your new models and designs that don't necessarily even exist yet. You could create digital twins of designer handbags and show them in human-eye resolution to potential buyers. So you could showcase your entire catalog at any store, basically. And now I'm going to show you an example, but please note that these are just demos that are made at our office and not any kind of official customer material. But imagine that you're bringing a customer to look at your watches in this case, and you've lined up a couple of devices that you feel that would be of interest to the client. But after seeing these watches, he's still not like 100% sure it's the right stuff, but you know that exactly what you would have would fit this client's needs, but you don't have it at the store. So all you have to do is basically put on a headset to the client and show them a virtual model of the perfect device that you know that exists. And once you're at it, you can also let them test it on their wrist. So there was already some discussion about creating ownership through trying on the product physically. And now, as you can see in this example, XR can really help you create this so that there can be, this is a kind of perfect example of how to increase the ownership. But let's then take another case to kind of showcase to you a bit more of the extended reality in large scale. So this time you're selling a new kitchen. And if you've ever bought a new kitchen, you know how difficult it is to really get a feeling of what it would look like and feel like before it's actually finished. So how about showing it to the client, even at their home? Imagine that you could just take your XR kit to the client's premises, and then you could showcase the new kitchen or new living room at their own home at the right scale, and the cupboards or sofas or whatnots would be on the right positions. So you would also be able to kind of let them change the details like colors and handles and or anything, covers. And this way you could make sure that everything is covered and the client gets exactly what they need. But yeah, so showcasing stuff like this is always nice, and it does give the wow effect to your customers. But we all know that data is really what makes the world go round nowadays. And retail people, you probably have some of the best data on your customers. And today it's also possible to include the in-store activities to the purchase journeys of your clients and mix that in your marketing databases to target your advertisement even more specifically. But what if you could take that to the next level? So what if you could showcase existing products and new upcoming designs before they're even launched, and instead of getting feedback only based on what they say, you could also get feedback directly, basically from the customer's brain. So if you would be using eye tracking, which is built in to all of our headsets, you could take the data of the mixed reality experience afterwards and see where the customer has focused their gaze. So have they been looking at some obscure detail that you didn't want them to really focus on for too long? Or did their eyes linger on your logo? And has there been this brand association? And here comes really the probably most interesting part. So you can also measure, have their pupils dilated when they have been looking at your new models or existing models. And why is this so interesting? Well, because humans' pupils dilate when there is a dopamine rush, and dopamine is the hormone that is the feel-good hormone. So you could basically start measuring, has there been a good feeling when they have been looking at different products? And imagine if you would be able to take this sort of data to your marketing department as well, because then you would be able to show them which products and which designs really bring this feel-good emotion to the customer, so that they could start utilizing that in your marketing. And we already heard that how Microsoft and Meta and others are developing steps like this in their development pipeline. But VARJO, we're already providing it with our current headsets. So what are the key takeaways of my presentation here today? So first of all, VR and extended reality, really, this is something that is already here to stay. It's not going anywhere anymore. It's been around since the 1960s, but now the infrastructure is there. It's become cheap enough so that consumers can buy it en masse. So it's really going to be staying. And VR is only the stepping stone towards XR and towards this photorealistic XR. So we are not going to see too long these kind of cartoonish environments where you will be interacting or anything like that. We are moving towards more and more the human eye resolution. And currently, VARJO is the only company who can offer this human eye resolution extended reality with the high definition pass-through in the world. So if you want to start experimenting with this, VARJO is the way to go. And what XR is really doing, it's creating a completely new marketplace for completely new products through NFTs and Metaverse. And it's also creating more ways for consumers to purchase things that they couldn't purchase before. And from my point of view, the most interesting part is really the eye tracking and the other tools that our headsets provide, and how you can take that data and start measuring and analyzing your customers' behaviors. Great. If you found this interesting, so please connect and let's keep the discussion ongoing. Here's my connection details. So hopefully I'll hear from you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Lassie, for the insightful keynotes, and I'm sure our eminent delegates have benefited from your enlightening keynote speech. Dear delegates, if you have any questions or would like to meet Mr. Lassie, feel free to visit the exhibitor booths and engage with him, and I'm sure you would have a pleasant experience.